Everyone is lying to you. What reincarnation? What long life after death? It's all nonsense. The truth is that you can't die at all. You can never really end an unfortunate life. It sounds crazy, right? But in the face of quantum mechanics, death may just be an illusion that doesn't exist. This is called quantum eternal life. Do you understand this? You will not only get cold on your back, but you will even doubt the authenticity of the whole world. Imagine when you hold this gun and pull the trigger. In this world, you really fell down. But in another parallel universe, the bullet just hit the shell. You survived without any injuries. Your consciousness will always stay in that living universe. In this way, it's infinite. Whether you have a car accident, a terminal illness, or an accident, there is always a universe where you are alive. You think you are only 20 years old. In fact, to some extent, you may have lived for hundreds of millions of years. Watching your relatives leave one by one, only you are trapped in the cage of time forever. You can't survive, you can't die. This is not a science fiction. This is a multi-world interpretation. It directly scared the physics world at that time. I know you may be thinking now that this is just a crazy brainwave. Why can't I die? Don't worry. You have to understand this logic. We have to break the illusion of this world first. You think you are sitting steadily on the chair now. You think the screen in front of you is real matter. But under the microscope of physicists, these so-called truths don't exist at all. Enlarge anything around us. For example, you enlarge a dust in your hand 1,000 times. What do you see? It's bacteria. It's a complex structure. It's a microbe. Keep enlarging. You will see the cell box. It's a picture of life. Enlarge it 10 times. What you see is the DNA chain entangled together. Everything is normal here. But if we continue to enlarge to the extreme, you will see the atoms jumping one by one. The strangest thing happened. The inside of the atom is empty. 99.9999% of the places are empty. If the atom box is a ball, then the electron revolving around it is like a fly a few kilometers away. Since it's all empty, why do I feel it's hard? Why can't your hand go through the table? That's actually the difference between electrons deceiving your intuition. To put it bluntly, you've never really touched anything. All you feel is force. And the smallest units in the world, electrons, light, quarks, they are not the small balls you think they are. They are a bunch of crazy people. I have to mention the experiment that made Einstein so nervous that no one could understand. The double wind interference experiment. This experiment is considered by many people as a powerful hint of the existence of a parallel universe. It was also the first time for humans to detect that God's original code had a bug. To put it simply, scientists sent light out one by one through two narrow gaps on the back screen. According to common sense, if you throw a stone through two doors, there should be two marks on the wall. Right? But something strange happened. There was a line between light and dark on the screen. It's like a watermark. This means that light is not a bullet, but a wave. It went through the left gap and the right gap at the same time. It fought with itself and interfered. Okay, this is strange, but acceptable. Light is a particle and a wave. The real horror movie was about to start. Scientists were not superstitious. They installed a camera next to the gap to see how the light went through the two gaps at the same time. As soon as the camera was turned on, the light seemed to have a consciousness. It felt that we were peeping. The lines on the screen disappeared instantly and became a line of particles with two bars. As long as you don't look at it, it will be in two places at the same time. As soon as you look at it, it will immediately determine a position for you to see. Think about how scary this is. It's like you have a cat at home. When you go out, it's dancing, reading, rolling in the air, even in the kitchen and bedroom at the same time. But as soon as you push the door open, it lies in the nest to sleep. Our observation actually determines the state of matter. This means that in the microscopic world, there is no definite reality at all. There are only countless possibilities stacked together. So, here's the question. Since microscopic particles are not certain, why are we certain? In order to explain this huge contradiction, the famous Shui Dingai's cat was born. Lock a cat in a box with a poisonous device. The device is controlled by a radioactive atom. This atom has a 50% chance of fluctuating. If you don't, Observe it. The atom will be in a state of fluctuation and non-fluctuation. So if you keep reacting, the cat will be in a state of both death and life. Note that it's not that the cat might be dead or alive, but that it's in a state of death and life at the same time. Until the moment you open the box, the universe forced you to make a choice. The cat is either dead or alive. It drove physicists crazy back then. How could a cat be in a state of both death and life when everyone was still struggling to observe and the explanation of fluctuation was too absurd? In 1957, a graduate student named Hugh Affleck from Princeton University stood up and gave a shocking point of view. Who said cats had to be 2 in 1? Who said observation would make the Bohan tree fluctuate? Affleck said, "The moment you open the box, the world is not fluctuating, but split." At that moment, the universe is divided into 2 like cells. In the A universe, you see a living cat. In the B universe, you see a dead cat. Both of them are real. They have their own memories, but you can never see each other. This is the multi-world interpretation. This means that there is no possibility at all. Everything that could happen has already happened. You hesitated in the morning whether to drink coffee or milk. You don't have to hesitate, because in one universe, you drank coffee. In another universe, you drank milk. Did you hesitate to stay in the big city to work, or go back to your hometown to study? Don't regret it. You, in another universe, are living another life now. Even in the moments related to life and death, do you still remember what quantum mechanics said at the beginning? If you cross the road, a car will rush over. In the universe with countless splits, some of you will be hit, but in a certain branch, the driver stepped on the brake. Your consciousness will naturally continue in that living body. Does this sound like a cheap consolation? But for Eiffel, who proposed this theory, this is a tragedy that lasts for a lifetime. When he handed the paper on quantum mechanics to Niels Bohr, he received heartless ridicule and indifference. At that time, the scientific community could not tolerate a crazy universe with infinite splits every second. Eiffel was disillusioned. He completely left the physics world and turned to defense research. He became a big drunkard and was depressed all day. At the age of 51, he died in bed. If the parallel universe is real, then in another universe, Eiffel may have become the Nobel Prize winner admired by people, but in our universe, when he died, he was still a person who was forgotten by the academic world. The most heartbreaking thing happened a few years later. Eiffel's daughter, Elisabeth, has been tortured by mental illness. After a serious suicide attempt, she still left this world. In the medical book found by the police, Elisabeth left a tearful message. She said she was not dead. She just went to another parallel universe to find her father. This may be a madman's nonsense, but it may also be the most beautiful physics love letter in the world. If multiverse theory is true, then she did not lie. In a branched universe, she really opened the door and saw her father who was still alive. But this is just a theory after all. Is it true? We live in an age of evidence. With the development of technology, scientists began to look for traces left by other universes in the universe. Evidence may have appeared, and it is very scary. If you have seen the cosmic microwave background radiation map, which is the photo that recorded the cosmic explosion temperature, you will find that the temperature distribution of the entire universe is very even. But in the south hemisphere, there is a huge orbital area in the direction of the equator. The temperature there is much lower than the surrounding area. It's like a perfect blue hole. Scientists call it a cold spot. According to our current universe model, this thing shouldn't exist at all. If the cosmic explosion is naturally formed, there is such a high probability of a cold spot, which is 10 times lower than you have won the lottery 10 times in a row. So, how did it come? The most exciting explanation is that this may be a cosmic car accident. Imagine that our universe is a huge soap bubble floating in a higher dimensional space, and there are countless other bubble universes next to us. When our bubble and the bubble next to it collide and squeeze, the energy exchange is at the edge of our universe, leaving an indelible bruise. This cold spot is that bruise, which is another parallel universe striking our evidence time and time again. And the strange thing is more than that. Since the James Webb Space Telescope, the photos sent back have made astronomers' chins almost fall to the ground. He saw something that shouldn't exist at all. After the big explosion, in just a few 100 million years, in theory, the universe was still a mess at that time, and there were not even a few stars. But the Webb Space Telescope actually took a few big stars that had fully matured. These stars are huge, bright, and clear in structure, like a newborn baby, but with a 40-year-old face. This is completely contrary to the current cosmic evolution theory, unless our universe is not born for the first time, or these substances are leaked from other universes. Physicists have given an example. It's like you're listening to a radio, and your frequency is 101.9. You think this is the only sound, but in fact, in your living room, it's full of 88.5, 94.7, all kinds of frequency waves. They pass through your body, through the wall, but your radio can't receive it. But occasionally, just occasionally, the signal will be distorted. Have you ever experienced this moment? You go to a place you've never been to, and you suddenly feel very familiar with the scene. You even know what the person next to you is going to say next. This is the sense of timing, which is what people often call the Heimer effect, or even the large-scale Mandela effect. Millions of people believe that the tip of Pikachu's tail is black, but in reality, it's all yellow. This is a problem with our collective memory. Or maybe our consciousness accidentally reached the edge of the timeline next to it. Maybe in that universe, the tip of Pikachu's tail is black. And when the two cosmic orbits are too close together, our memories have a slight quantum entanglement. Speaking of which, I know you'll feel very powerless. If there are countless parallel universes, if every choice corresponds to a new world, does our current effort still make sense? Since I exist, I'm so unlucky to be miserable now. In fact, we can look at it from another perspective. Parallel universe theory may be the most gentle antidote when we all have regrets. We regret that we didn't read more than 2 pages of books in the exam. We regret that we couldn't hold back the quarrel that day and said harsh words. We regret that we didn't hold that person's hand at the last moment. But the multiverse tells you that those regrets have been filled. You messed up in this universe, but you succeeded in that branch. The people you couldn't save are talking to you in that world. The dream you couldn't realize has become a reality in that world. Even that crazy quantum suicide experiment, if it's true, it may imply that our consciousness is really immortal. We are like a ghost jumping between infinite channels, always looking for the universe that can keep us going. Of course, all of this is still in theory and mathematics. The universe is not only weirder than we imagine, but also weirder than we can imagine. You in front of the screen blinked your eyes at this moment. Congratulations. At that moment, the universe was split again. In a world, you slipped out of this video, and in this world, you listened to the end. I'm glad that in this particular branch of the universe, we have this intersection at this moment.